Okay, let's move on with content strategy. What we have on screen. I want you to talk a little bit about the framework that involves the content strategy. How do we do that?
Okay, perfect. So let's talk about content strategy, and then we're talking about a little bit about this, and so let me make a quick recap. So why is content strategy important? Because it'll help you keep within your guardrails. All right. So again, as Edgar was saying, I have a radio show and I want to do R&B, rock, and I want to do jazz. No, you got to keep yourself within your guardrails. It helps you focus. Once you're in your guardrails, you know that you have a specific task to fulfill. And if you're going to be R&B, you have to become a subject matter expert on R&B. It helps create an engaged audience. Why? Because you can develop various sub topics based on that one thing, and that will catch people's attention more than trying to be R&B, rock, jazz at the same time. That's all over the place. And finally, I think that content strategy is important because it's going to help you through the RTB journey or through the Be On Air journey that you are in, whether you're on a DMP program or on any emphasis program. So here are the three pillars of content. You've got a brand, a product, or a service. You've got an audience, which we've talked about, and then you've got a medium, right? And what is a medium? A medium is distribution. It's a loudspeaker, right? So your medium could be social media. Your medium could be the clothes that you wear, the events that you attend, the networking that you do. That is what a medium is all about. Okay? So these are the main components of a content strategy. So you need to define your brand, product, or service. Once you know what that is, then you need to validate that to an audience. So what does my audience want from this brand, product, or service? All right. And once you understand where your audience is at, then you go into the mediums. Okay, so where is my audience paying attention? Are they paying attention in TikTok? Are they paying attention on Instagram? Are they paying attention on Facebook? Are they paying attention on TV? Are they paying attention on bus stops? Are they paying attention on podcasts? Where is the attention at? You cannot determine that for them. All right, you have to understand how your audience interacts, where your audience is paying attention. Okay, why is the Super Bowl the mother lode of TV commercials when TV is supposed to be that white elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about? Because the attention is there. You've got 179 countries all syndicating the Super Bowl. You've got you got millions, hundreds of millions of viewers at that moment. I mean, cost per impact on 30 seconds of a commercial comes to almost cents on the dollar. That's why the Super Bowl can charge you 30, 40, 50 million dollars for 30 seconds of a commercial, because they know that cost per impact, which means the amount of dollars that you spend for the millions of views of audience that are engaged to the Super Bowl, is going to be minimized by that volume of people. So attention, where is the attention at? You can't determine the attention of the medium unless you understand where your audience is paying attention. And you can't understand what your audience wants unless you develop that product or brand or service.
And how do we develop the knowledge of what an audience wants? How do I find out that kind of information? What should I do? I know that this is a very vast question. You cannot answer this in a nutshell, but let's say that we can give people here kind of a line to follow in terms of how do I do to understand my audience.
So first and foremost, I think that you have to be comfortable with the subject that you're promoting, a brand, product, or service. You have to be comfortable. And by that, I don't mean that it's you that knows. That's obviously the first component, but the second component is how resourceful are you within your network of people, within the network of information that you gathered through trade magazines, through TV shows, through other podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. How knowledgeable are you of these things, right? How is that ecosystem feeding you information so that you gain more information at the same time? So the first thing that you have to answer is, am I comfortable about this subject? Am I comfortable about this brand? Am I comfortable about this product? Do I have access to literature? Do I have access to trade shows? Do I have access to people that are actually in the industry as well? So once you determine that, then you will understand what the trends are at the moment. Okay? And then to understand your audience more, what do you need to do? You need to ask them. A simple poll is going to work, right? That is why I did the first question today, because I wanted to understand what people wanted to learn, what their expectations was. That helps me set the tone of what I want to say. I have a script that I haven't followed as of yet. Why? Because the questions are part of my script, and that's kind of where I'm heading with, So with that being said, you have to do a lot of feedback loops, understanding. I'll give you a quick example. I've found for my personal brand and the things that I do regarding the restaurant tech industry that LinkedIn is my best channel. Even though all the restaurant brands are on Instagram. If you go to Instagram right now and you type in any restaurant in Chicago, in Ohio, in Miami, they're gonna have an Instagram account. They won't have a LinkedIn account. But the professionals that are transforming the restaurant industry through technology, they're all on LinkedIn. So I have found that my channel, my audience, the people that I network with, and the people that enrich my experience and my professionalism in the restaurant tech industry, they're on LinkedIn. So what I do, I do polls on LinkedIn. What do? I repost content from trade magazines and ask for people's opinions on those things. What do? I reach out to people through direct messages on LinkedIn. I ask them if they want to be part of my LinkedIn network, and I want to share with them things about ghost kitchens and virtual brands and all these things. And so what's happened is I've been able to build, you know, from a little following to a bigger following. And every one of my posts that I do will have bigger impressions and bigger interactions every single time. My latest post was something about having a conversation with a uh, a specific virtual brand, and it was just text because I was just testing the engagement of just text, no photo, no nothing, a couple of hashtags. That was it, and it in a week I was able to gain 3,000 different impressions, meaning that there's a bigger reach these days because people are reading what I'm saying. They're waiting for me to repost information. They're waiting for me to say something about the restaurant tech industry. And believe it or not, guys, I've been able to grow my network based on those things, very simple things. Now, on Instagram, do I get followed? Yes, because somehow people are paying attention to my LinkedIn, and somehow they'll go and find me on my Instagram, which have two different names or tags, and they'll find me, and they'll add me, and it's just an interesting cycle.